Welcome to the Joyfully Golden podcast. We're excited to share today's episode.
If you've enjoyed any of our episodes, make sure to like it, share it with someone who may also enjoy it, and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest content.
Enjoy today's episode.
Being persistent, tenacious, and relentless are certainly virtues that need to be cultivated. Another virtue that's perhaps as valuable as this latter one is the art of letting go. So much of our peace of mind, inner joy, and mental attitude is dictated by the things we hang on to. The hurtful words we constantly replay in our heads, the shameful memories we never stop thinking about, the unnecessary fights and debates we participate in, and all the destructive people and habits we hold on to. They can all be detrimental to our well-being in ways we can't even fathom. Your heart, mind, and soul have limited space. So let's talk about letting go of the things that simply don't belong in your temple. Andrew, do you think it's important to learn the art of letting go, and why?
It's definitely important to learn the art of letting go because things come and go. Things are temporary. There's a lot of things in life that are temporary. Just like we have our seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter, there are instances, moments, relationships, feelings, stages in life. And in order to progress to the next chapter, the next level, the next part of your future, things are going to have to be let go.
Wow.
As you grow, you learn you wouldn't act the same way now that you would when you're a child. Like, you wouldn't call out to your mother or your father if you had a bad dream at night, or, you learn how to take care of yourself. And I could get really specific with that. But there's this idea that there are certain behaviors, attitudes, things that are appropriate at a certain time. And then in order to move forward, you have to give up who you are in order to become who you're not.
Wow.
Because if we never let go of anything, we would never change. And if we never changed, then we would never go anywhere. So then let me ask you this. What happens when we are unable to let go?
Ooh. When we're unable to let go, I think the first image that comes to me with the whole analogy of letting go is of a rocket. When a rocket is leaving Earth and heading towards space, the moon, there is different stages that the rocket reaches, in which, in order to move on to the next stage, it has to let go of a part of it eventually. And so, out of the entire rocket that leaves the Earth, there's only a small portion of it that actually reaches destination, because a lot of it is needed for the power to push away from the Earth, but a lot of it will be too heavy to continue to carry to where it's going. So the first thought that comes with the question is, when we're unable to let go, we unable to go as far as we're supposed to go, pretty much, because a lot of the things that, like you said it so beautifully earlier, a lot of the things that we need to let go in order to move forward, it's not that they're bad. It's just that they're out of season. Because I'm a strong believer that there's a season for everything. And in the right season, when something is in the right season, it's beautiful. But when even a great thing is out of season, it's harmful, it's a headache, it can hurt, it can damage. Even a great thing when it's out of season. For a simple example of that, if you love your son so much and he's only 10 years old and you buy him a Lamborghini, you are going to kill him because you put him in it, no matter how much you love him. But when he gets 18, 20, you can buy him that, but when he's, 10 years old, you're going to show your love by buying something different. Not that you don't love him to the level of buying him that, but it's just not the right season for it, So all that to say, when we're unable to let go, we miss out on being in tune with the different seasons of life that come around. And so life becomes stressful, life becomes difficult, life becomes just this headache because we're using the wrong tools to deal with the different seasons. Instead of letting go of what we were using in the previous seasons that had its place and acquire what we need for the new season, we try to hold on to the things of the past, use it in the new season, and it just doesn't work. And we repeat it and repeat it, and we end up hindering ourselves, hindering our progress, and just have I guess a lower experience of life than what we could have. So to me, I think that's one of the biggest risks when we refuse to let go of things and hold on to them too tightly. So what is one practical way to practice the art of letting go?
I think giving yourself the time to get better at it, and just allowing, being patient, because when you're letting go of something, it could be difficult because it could have really hurt you, or you could have been very upset. But realize that there was a point in time in your life where you didn't feel that way. And so there's going to be a point in your life where you'll be able to not feel that way again. And I think when you hold on to negative feelings, that's all they are, is just negative. So if you carry them with you, they'll continue to influence your life and cause you pain and struggle. But if you release them, let them go, allow yourself to move on, I think that in time you will become a better, happier person for doing so. Joy, give an example of how letting something go was a benefit in your life.
That's a good question. I will say there's so many different ways I can answer it, but I will say one thing that I have let go and I practiced. I keep practicing letting go is comfort, and I think there's been many places in my life in which I have been faced with a decision to embrace the crazy, scary, but possibly amazing opportunity that's ahead by abandoning everything that's comfortable to me and jumping after it, or just staying where I am because everything is cool there. And I think that is a constant ongoing battle for me, and I think if we're honest with a lot of people. But every single time that I've been willing to trade in that, that comfort zone, we call it, but just that space in which I have control, I've mastered this way of living, this way of doing things. Every single time in which I've traded that for the opportunity for something new, the opportunity for growth, the opportunity to move forward, to move towards my goal, the opportunity to learn something new, I've never regretted it. And I genuinely believe that I wouldn't be here if I hadn't every single day did my best to get better at that. Because I think every single day we all have the opportunity to make that trade, to choose to let go of our comfort zone, of everything that's comfortable, and try just a little bit to see what's even if it's just a baby step outside of that comfort zone. And the rewards from that have been amazing in my life, and I still have a lot to do to get better at it, because I do believe it's an ongoing battle, because the challenges get just crazier every single time you have to make that trade. It doesn't get easy, unfortunately, because the comfort zone just gets bigger and bigger, but I do believe that is, in my experience, something that I've let go of a lot of different times, and every single time it was extremely beneficial to me, to my calling, to the skill, to the specific field I'm involved in, to my relationships, to my health, and just to my life in general.
I really like this topic because I think it applies to everyone, and it is a opportunity for people listening, and even for us when we're discussing it, to remind ourselves that there are times in our life where we're going to have to decide to let things go. And it's, I think, almost kind of nice having that, knowing that in the now, because when you're in the moment of struggling with something, you may not recognize that by letting that thing go, or by deciding to get up a half hour earlier, or to put the game away a half hour sooner, or just going to bed on time, or the decision you're going to make, like letting go of these certain things at that given point in time, would just make your life that much easier. And I think it's easy to, talk about things when you're not having to make the decision. But I think by kind of putting it into your subconscious and knowing that it is important that you are going to have to learn to let things go at different stages in your life, like friendships or maybe even a relationship, it allows you to move forward. What are your thoughts?
I think it's very easy to think of this topic as just detrimental, because you're thinking of letting go, so of losing something. But I would challenge everyone listening to think of this in a different light. Letting go of something frees you to receive something better. And I think that is the point we're really trying to drive home, is the fact that it's not just about letting go so there's nothing left, or so you're left with empty hands, but it's about letting go of something that might have been useful at a time, that might have had a place within a season, to welcome something that's going to be better, because it's going to be something you're going to need now in the season you're in, or in the season you're heading towards. And so I think that helps me personally kind of like shift the thinking around it, in terms of, oh, I'm just letting go, I'm losing this thing that I used to have, versus I'm letting go of this so I can be aware, ready, prepared to receive, what I need to receive in this moment. It's that whole concept of when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. And I believe that when you're ready to receive, the things you need to receive do show up. And until you're willing to let go and free your hands, free your life, free your mind, free your heart to receive those things, they might be everywhere around you, but they're never going to come close enough for you to receive them, just because you never will be ready for them. So,
at the end of your life, you won't wish you spent more time being upset. You won't be greeted by the desire of wanting to have spent more of your life in fear, in pain, or in misery. You know this to be true. Yet some people spend a majority of their lives holding on to things that continue to hurt them, only to realize in the end, it was a waste of time. Learn to let go. Let go of the pain of yesterday. Let go of the anger, resentment, doubt, and negativity. Have you ever reached for the handle of a pot on the stove, only to realize it was too hot to touch? When you grasped the handle and got burned, you learned quickly to let go. So too in life must you learn to quickly let go of the things that hurt you. Toxic relationships, poor decisions, bad habits, negative thoughts and emotions. There comes a time when we must let go, for in letting go, we make space for something new. When we let go of bad habits, we make room for a healthy lifestyle. When we let go of heartache and bad relationships, we make room for love that will lift us up. When we let go of negative self-talk, we make room for self-love. Yes, letting go can be difficult at times, but know that by doing so, by letting go of the bad, we can put ourselves in a position to receive the good.